Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 492.
492.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. It's hard to believe we're already deep into the holidays here. But if you're looking for a holiday trip, whether it is to Walt Disney World, Disneyland Paris, Very Maritime Cruise, check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. And of course, for next year, we got a whole new year coming very soon. Way sooner than I'd like at this point.
So we are going to talk all about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And here you could see we rope dropped this. We actually got there quite a bit early, about 2:40.
On the first day.
On the first day. And so they started letting people in at about 3:50.
Right.
So it was a little over an hour we waited. But it was good to get in quick because we wanted to meet Jack and Sally, and we'll talk about that. It turns out you didn't need to be there that early this time.
No, because they didn't actually have a super long line a lot of the evening, but we did get it out of the way early, and as well as the Winnie the Pooh characters before the party started.
So we just saw that we got our wristbands. We are in Town Square here, and you could see all the the various welcome vehicles and signs telling you to go down to, what do they call that street?
They call it Market Street.
Market Street.
I think it's called the Market Street Bypass. And so this is like what, they normally have for Mickey's Not So Scary and Mickey's Very Merry to have this area. It was a little more this time, though.
Elevated. It was the best pre-party entertainment we've had so far.
Well, it's like they don't usually really have entertainment. So the fact that they had, they had DJ Elliott,
right,
spinning some tunes there, and then also she was also a DJ because
they would alternate.
Yes, but she was kind of leading everybody into a fun time.
And there is Mr. DJ Elliott in his full force. Look at that Christmas outfit, double Christmas outfit.
He's been around forever.
Yeah.
He's great.
So also, when we were down there, we were given a special gift this year, and it's a holiday ornament. We're about to see, here it is, the holiday ornament gift. Nice, it's metal, heavy, great
for
a toy soldier, perfect for the Christmas tree. I look forward to hanging ours up.
Yeah, when the tree goes up. Probably, next week or so.
And the real toy soldiers were there, actually meeting and greeting. This was a wonderful surprise. You can get a picture with the toy soldiers. They didn't have PhotoPass, but they had cast members, and they did a great job. I'm even going to show our picture here in just a second.
But it's like one camera.
Oh, yeah, it was quick.
It was very quick. It was very quick.
But they did a great job. It came out. It was so cool to meet them. And they had other...
stilt walker
What would a party
performers
be without stilt walkers?
It was just, this was unexpected. Usually you come back here and maybe you'd get like a cookie or I think they've done the ornament before.
Right.
So it was really fun. And we are going back. We were supposed to go back it was supposed to be tonight. But I'm not feeling quite up for it tonight. So we're going to go
It's been a lot of parties back to back.
Yes. Next month now.
So we did things a little bit out of order as they actually happened. What we really did is as soon as we got our wristbands, we went in to meet Jack and Sally. Because if you've watched our Halloween party show, we had to wait over 3 hours to meet them. So we really wanted to rope drop, get there first. You could see we're very close to the first guests in to meet Jack and Sally. And as you mentioned before, it wasn't quite necessary. But it was great to get it, to see them early and have the full time for the party. We were done by about 4:20 or 4:15 even.
Right. And it just... there was no 4-hour waits. There was no 3-hour waits, 2-hour waits. There was nothing like that for Jack and Sally, which was really good. I was very pleased with that. All night it might be no wait, 15-minute wait, 20-minute wait, except at the beginning people were being told 2 hours. So I don't know what happened with that.
So as we were entering the room to meet Jack and Sally, I noticed this is very different than what we had seen in the past. It's like the room has been expanded. It's more themed, that you have various artwork around. I thought it was a big plus.
And I think I said to Jack that it's very cozy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It just, with the tree and everything just looked very, again, kind of cozy,
So it's maybe that's part of what helped here is the mayor, as we mentioned. Lots of artwork around, and we are just about to meet Jack as Sandy Claus and Sally.
And we do. It's nice to have them both here every
Oh,
year.
that's right. Because when we were in line, they were making an announcement that Sally had things to do, so she might not be there with Jack. So you might just have Jack as Sandy Claus, but we got very lucky and had Sally with Jack.
So I was very surprised when we got inside and they were both there. I was like, oh, I guess Sally didn't have anything to do right now.
And Sally was kind of showing me some of her ornaments. She didn't quite understand who that red guy was, though. She's used to Sandy Claus.
Did you tell her?
I did. I said
Okay.
right over here, of course. And
don't
we have
remember.
the gifts. We have Jack's gifts. And I even asked Jack for a specific gift for you. Maybe he could deliver a Scary Teddy, your favorite character from the film.
That is my favorite.
I know. That's why we mentioned it to him. But this was great. They do have a photo pass in there. And I should mention they give you a autograph card. I'm not showing it here. I'm going to show a different one later. But four of the meets that we experienced gave out autograph cards.
Well, 3 of them that we experienced and one that we have not yet. That's
Right. We were
Stitch.
there. We
Right.
saw it, but we didn't
The line-
go through with the meet. It was too long of a wait for
Right.
us.
The line for Stitch was long, but later in the evening, it was not. So if a line's really long, you might be able to find it shorter later.
So right next door to Jack and Sally, we have Mickey. So we were able to meet Mickey as well in his Christmas outfit there. He looks very dapper as always.
And somebody told us it was new, but I looked at my pictures from last year or a video, and I think it was new maybe last year, not this year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm pretty sure it's the same one from last year.
And kind of like a candy cane vest there, and then the red pants and black shoes, not yellow shoes, and a green jacket.
And I do want to mention they don't have a live photo pass in there. They have a machine that takes the picture, and unfortunately the machine did not work because I never did get our pictures with Mickey. So
I'm not a fan of the machine.
no, on the next party we'll have to ask one of the cast members there to use our phone just to make double. So that's my advice. Make sure you get double pictures just in case. This was new. Mary Poppins meeting in the area at the
Outside of
right,
the
at the
town
exit
square.
of Jack and Sally and Meet Mickey.
And our friend Cindy wanted to meet Mary Poppins, one of our favorite characters, so you went over and joined her.
Yeah, I'm glad I did. Mary was great. I mean, she was one of the most nice surprises of the whole night. Very on perfect Mary Poppins.
There wasn't a lot of surprises.
She is practically perfect in every way, of course.
But there's not a lot of surprises with the party this year. I mean, it's about the same as last year. So Mary was one of the new aspects.
That's right. And there were some new aspects we didn't see as far as I think Princess Tiana Naveen maybe in Adventureland. We'll have to check that out. And we'll report back on another show.
Liberty Square, right?
Was it Liberty's?
I thought
yes,
on the
you're right.
boat.
On the boat, on the Mark Twain.
We haven't spent too much time over in that area yet.
So there'll be still for us to cover more things at party number 2 in December. So the next meet and greet we did was the Pooh characters with their Christmas scarves.
Not different. I mean, we show it probably every year, but they're always really fun. Tigger's always a little, bouncing around. Now, we got in line over an hour early for them, and they started meeting around 6:30, so we got in line by 5:30, and we were toward the front of the line. Later on, the line gets very long. They're one of the longest lines, I would say, at this point, especially since Jack and Sally's wasn't long, and the Seven Dwarfs wasn't bad either. I would say this was really one of the longest lines of the night.
And it was one of the most enjoyable meet and greets. I mean, they gave you plenty of time. They had one of the cast members working there was excellent. Yes. So and here he is right here. So kudos to him. But just a fantastic start to the party. I would recommend that if you can get Jack and Sally done early, head straight over to Pooh and Friends because that's, as you mentioned, that's one of the most popular meet and greets. So we were able to get 2 of the biggest meet and greets done before the party even started, with about 15 minutes before party start official time.
And this is probably also one of the slowest meet and greets because you have 4 characters, not just because there's bloggers, and such there, but because there's more characters and everybody. When you meet them, you might want to have a hug from each. Some people might want that. So it does take longer because you've got a 4-pack.
Right. And one good thing about this particular meet and greet is they do have PhotoPass. but they're very accommodating. If you say, like for instance, I wanted to get a picture of them right in the center of the book, that was no problem. And then the photo pass will give you your pictures, and they came pretty quick. Now we're going to show the autograph card because this time it was well lit. So this is the brand new artwork on the Pooh character autograph card.
All of the autograph cards are new this year, to my knowledge.
Beautifully done.
I prefer this one to the ones we've gotten before. It's nice to have a refresh on autograph cards.
So we walked over. We were hoping to meet Stitch, and we went. Stitch is meeting in the Tiki Room queue outside here, and we just happened to be where one of the turns are, so we were actually very, very far back in line. So we didn't meet Stitch, but we did get to see his entrance, and he has a Hawaiian shirt there. He looks very festive.
The line was long, so and this was around the time that the party started. But when I went to go get food later on, before the first parade, there was almost no line. And I could have probably just hopped in, and I should have. And, I should have probably hopped in and just gone
Grab
and
an autograph card.
Yeah, and a photo. But I didn't. I didn't even think of that.
It's the Kringle Crew. They have returned, and they are actually doing the full town square show area.
Unlike the Mickey's Not So Scary.
Right. So you're able to, if you're in town square here, you are able to see the entertainment.
And this is pretty much where we are always.
Our usual spot.
During the first party, because, you've got that nice Christmas tree view. It isn't Cinderella Castle view, but there's also no, Cinderella Castle in Dreamlights anymore.
I like showing the tree in the video. But,
nice.
It would be nice to do. Maybe we'll try Main Street. Maybe we'll try Frontierland for the next party. Something totally different we haven't done in a while.
I like Frontierland. Besides you have the country bears and such, Frontierland also means that you've got extra time for the party because it takes probably about 15 minutes for the parade to get here to Town Square.
Or 20. It's a long parade.
But if you are at Frontierland, once it passes by, you can go enjoy the party for an extra at least 15 minutes over what, we had.
And you just saw a lot of the Fantasyland characters go by as usual, and it is Mickey and Minnie welcoming us to the party and the parade.
And I just want to mention Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party takes place on select nights through December 22nd. There are now a lot of sold out dates, which wasn't the case a few days ago. So
yeah, they're selling fast.
They are starting to sell fast now. So there's 21 nights left as of this show, and probably at least half of them are sold out. I just want to mention there's no Totally Tomorrowland Christmas anymore either, which to me was my favorite.
Well, but there is a Club Tinsel, which was actually quite entertaining, and we'll look at that later on.
And that was enjoyable, but not. It's Totally Tomorrowland Christmas used to be my favorite. So here is Olaf, who we just saw the skiers. We're in the Frozen unit now. And
well, this is a good thing because
Scrooge used to be on here, right?
Many years ago,
a long time ago.
And you mentioned the skiers. Tonight is kind of a rainy night, so there's a chance, like on a rainy night, you won't get the skiers, but they will be walking instead.
It will be interesting to see. We were going to be going, but I'm kind of glad not to go on a rainy day.
We have done rainy days in the past. And I didn't even mention before, but this is Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade. Once Upon a Christmas Time at Christmas. I'm so used to just getting into it.
Here is, we had Anna and Kristoff, and then also Elsa. And this float used to be Chippendale's float for a long time. They
throwing
used to,
snowballs at each other. Remember those days?
I did. Well, I just said it, didn't I? I loved it. I loved when Chippendale were here. But, I mean, Elsa's great, too. But I enjoyed Chippendale.
So here comes really the first change. You have Vanellope here, but it used to be Vanellope and you'd have Ralph following in one of the houses. Mm-hmm. But now it is not Ralph, it is Clarice, and we'll see her very shortly.
And that really is the only change to Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade that I can think of.
And you have
here are
Tic-A-Tac.
Tic-A-Tac, that's how you say it in French, but it's Chippendale. And as part of this candy contingent, and then Clarice, who, we mostly see at Disneyland Paris. We don't really see Clarice here normally.
Now, this must be a completely new outfit. I have not seen an outfit like this. It looks kind of like a German Christmas outfit.
Do you think so?
Looks like
I don't
it
know.
kind of reminds me of when we go to Epcot to the Germany Pavilion. So.
Well, it reminds me of Paris because
Oh,
that's when I think
French.
of no, not French. When I think of Clarice, I think of Disneyland Paris.
Of course, of course. But that was a nice addition. Very nice. And here we have the gingerbread men, some of my favorite characters in the parade.
Some of my favorite also, and they've been here. Well, as long as I can remember. I don't think they always look the same as they do now, though.
And it was really a Christmas miracle because the timing was just right for your favorite character to sing Scrumptious. And she sang it. She's singing it right here, right in front of us. Clarabelle in her full scrumptious goodness.
Yes.
Wasn't that a Christmas miracle, Denise?
I don't think so.
I do.
And so
the candy cane contingent.
Well, they're like candy dancers, and then we have Goofy and his candy company coming.
And I don't know if I say this every year, but the Goofy Candy Company float that you're seeing right here, if you're actually there in person, it smells so good. They must pipe out the smell of all that different candy. Actually, the whole parade smells good. All the gingerbread houses smell like gingerbread. That's something a few years ago, maybe in 2019 or so, right before the COVID, they added smells to the parade.
When we saw Goofy at Jollywood Nights, the cast member was saying, because he had to leave, I think for a minute, and it's like, oh, Goofy has to buy some candy, and it's like,
don't you know that he owns his own candy company?
I was like, why does Goofy have to actually buy candy? He has,
So we have the 7 dwarves here, and we're going to meet all 7 of these dwarfs later on in the party, and we'll show that.
And I met them twice because there was I met them with
no line at all. Didn't you meet them during the fireworks?
Right before the fireworks. So when I came out, the fireworks, I don't even think had started yet.
And I see Snow White and her prince.
And they've been here for as long as I can remember, really, in this gazebo float, which is in a lot of parades. It's in the Easter, pre-parade. They use it for everything.
It's like the Mira float. It never goes away.
And we have Cinderella and her prince coming in the carriage.
And I like when we go
Cinderella ponies.
Yeah, the pony, because when we go to Fort Wilderness, we always kind of check in and we see the ponies. That's where they live.
Right. In the barn.
And as you mentioned, there is Cinderella and her prince. And coming up next, we have I'll call them the Royal Ballroom type dancers.
Yes, because
that's what you just said.
That's what I said.
We couldn't figure out how to describe them.
Well,
what they were exactly.
I would say Royal Ballroom dancers. So behind them is the mirror float that we talked about that has been here forever. What was the first parade it was in?
Oh, I don't even. It was so couldn't long. Tell you for sure. It goes back decades.
And you have Belle and Beast. You have Ariel and Prince Eric, and just other characters. We have, Fairy Godmother is on the end, and then others who are on the other side, like Princess Aurora and Philip, and then Aladdin and Jasmine.
You did a great job because some of those I was looking. I was going to help you out, and just like I couldn't see.
Princess Tiana, I couldn't remember. And Prince Naveen.
And I always like the big heart from. From
the
Fairy Godmother.
She always likes to.
See, there it goes. I knew
heart.
that was going to come. That's a tradition.
I'm not sure how big the heart is, but it's a heart with her fingers.
Very big heart. So when you see this, it only means one thing.
What?
Hippos. No, it means that it's almost time for the toy soldiers.
Oh, right. And that's one of my
favorite. Because we're setting up the toy soldiers. We have the toy regiment here.
There's 3 favorite aspects of the parade for me, which
I
always say. Yes, I know. The reindeer, the gingerbread men, and the toy soldiers. So those are always my favorite.
And by the way, the bears that you just saw, back in the day, it used to be Raggedy Ann and Andy, if anyone even remembers who those characters are. But they changed them about 10 years ago.
Did we ever have Duffy in the parade?
I don't think so. Not here. Maybe they did. Disneyland, yes.
And Disneyland Paris also.
So this Toy Story float was new last year.
Mm-hmm. with the Green Army men and such. And
the Jeep.
Right. This area was new, but going beyond it was not new.
Right. So just the Green Army Men segment was new for 2022.
And it was nice. I mean, it was a nice addition to the parade.
And you have the Pixar balls going there to signify it's Pixar characters.
But we already had Pixar characters.
We have more Pixar characters. You have Woody up there. You have Buzz Lightyear. I see Forky back there.
Actually, it's a pretty good amount of Pixar characters. They haven't always had so many. We have Bo Peep and we have Bullseye. So it was nice to see, this float filled. With great characters.
But again, it can only mean one thing. It is the
No
toy soldiers.
hippos.
Here are the toy soldiers, which we met in person earlier on. So it was nice of some of those toy soldiers to take some time away from pre-parade activities to do a meet and greet there on Market Street.
And a friend asked us if any of them were drumming. So I guess the answer is no. I didn't really think about it one way or the other.
Yes, the answer is definitely no. Years ago, they used to play. They actually had the drums, the horns,
right.
and they really played.
It wasn't that many years ago.
It was 2019 was
right.
the last time they played.
It would be really nice to have that aspect back. But it's a good amount of the toy soldiers. And I always love the noise that they're...
With their feet.
Yes.
Chung, 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 as they march along.
But I did like when they had the horns, especially the horns. And here are the reindeer. Maybe the reindeer are my favorite. I do
the
love
reindeer are so adorable. They really bring on the Christmas spirit for me. I remember the old reindeers though with those long tongues, the Bill Justice reindeers. But it's been again over 10 years or more since they've appeared. Maybe 2003 I think was the last time.
That would be 20 years. But I like these ones also.
2013,
like both of them.
not 13.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So, yeah, about 10 years.
And here is Santa Claus bringing on the finale of the parade.
And that is it for Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade.
Once upon a Christmas time at Christmas.
I still do love the parade. I think I love the Disneyland Paris parade, Mickey's Dazzling Christmas Parade, just a little more, but I do love this.
That is more of a show. If you look at them both as strictly a parade, I would say this would win hands down because this is a really a wonderful parade.
You know what? And also the parade at Disneyland, I can't think of it.
Disneyland.
Yeah, they have a good parade as well.
I cannot think of it either. How can we not think of the name of that?
I'm tired.
So after the parade, we decided we were going to go on the People Mover because we wanted to take
Christmas Fantasy Parade.
The Christmas Fantasy.
I wanted it. I remember the melody, so I just sung it in my head.
So, how can you... Now we'll be singing that the rest of the show.
So, I love the People Mover. I always want to ride the People Mover during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party because it's like a overlay into itself. Because not only do you see and hear the overlay from the Tomorrowland Speedway, but you also do inside of Space Mountain. And if anything's going on the Tomorrowland stage... to me, it's like an overlay.
And it's more beautiful this year than ever because Tron is up and running with all that beautiful, blue. It kind of fits right in. And once you're in Space Mountain, you have special lighting here. We're going to look at all kinds of special lighting throughout Space Mountain. Yeah, it's blasting. It's not Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but it's that kind of, rockin' Christmas music.
But I do the same thing during Mickey's Not So Scary. It's not as interesting going through here because it's dark. So there's no lighting, but it's still interesting. But I really enjoy this, and so especially if somebody's not riding Space Mountain, I would say go on the People Mover, but go on it anyway. There's no wait almost ever, and it just really is such a festive way to enjoy the party.
So now it's time for Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks Show.
That was new for 2019. I did not watch it this time.
But you've seen it before.
Yes, I watched it actually from Storybook Circus this time. I was back there after seeing the Seven Dwarfs.
And we see Tinkerbell. This one actually does include Tinkerbell's Flight. This is a fun, very festive fireworks show. You don't have to. It's kind of different than the one with Jack Skellington. Is there's no characters or anything that you worry about. It's just strictly a classic show with not as intricate projections on the castle as the Halloween version.
For good and bad, but you can still enjoy it from, again, Storybook Circus. I was sitting in a chair watching, the fireworks.
Well, that's my point. You can actually enjoy it from more places because you don't really have to be necessarily in front of the castle.
But with at Halloween, you can do the same. you just don't get to see like
But
Jack
you're missing a
Skellington.
big thing with Jack and all those great projections. So now it's time to meet the seven dwarfs. You had already met them, as we mentioned earlier in the show, during the fireworks. But even after the fireworks...
Before the fireworks. Before
Oh, it
the
was
fireworks.
before?
Yeah, I told you that
Okay,
earlier. I
okay,
said
okay.
this fireworks hadn't even started when I met them. Almost. But when I met the seven dwarfs, like, it said 35-minute wait. And I was like, well, all right, I'll just go inside. And there was one family about to meet them. And I'm like, what? And then for like 2 minutes, there was nobody else but me meeting them. And I just thought that was really cool.
And this is the video you took with your phone in those 2 minutes. I mean, you had all kinds of time, and you know they're very animated for you there. So I thought that was very nice.
It was really a surprise. And then after the fireworks, when you showed up, let's say 10 minutes after fireworks, you showed up, and more people came, but it was still only like a 10 to 15 minute wait.
Yeah, it was less. It was really quick. I would say at the very most 15 minutes. So for the seven dwarfs, that's excellent.
It was because I did the same thing during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and I waited about maybe 45 minutes or so right before fireworks, exact same time. And so I was really surprised that nobody was here. It was really a surprise.
And I do want to mention that the Seven Dwarfs also are giving out autograph cards, brand new for this year. It was when we exited, it was very dark, so I wasn't able to show a video of it. But very, very nice autograph cards for the dwarfs.
I think my favorite autograph card so far that I've seen, I haven't seen the Stitch one yet, is the Pooh and Friends. Like, I think it's something that, you know, would be nice even just to put in a frame.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. So anyway, that and
Jack and Sally was, I think, nice too.
they all new and upgraded, very
Good
very
quality,
classic, like traditional. Oh, and here's our photo-pass picture, and you can see all of us. That's a lot of character right there.
Mm-hmm. And it's nice. And then we saw Santa Goofy
Right after
during
the
the
dwarfs.
fireworks. He had like zero weight because I was sitting there watching him, and I almost decided to meet him, but I just figured I'd wait for you. And
Well,
so
thank you.
we waited I think we waited about 15 minutes for him.
Right, because at that point,
After the dwarfs,
the guests that
yes.
had been watching the parade and the fireworks were kind of filtered back. I kind of moved very swiftly from my spot for the fireworks to meet you for the dwarfs.
Thank you. No, I'm kidding.
But
Santa Goofy is in a new location, I think, this year. I don't remember him being over in
he
this.
wasn't. This is where the Disney Junior Dance Party
Right.
used to be, and this is a great location. I've noticed that they've moved most of the characters indoors now, and I think that's real, especially for a night like it possibly
It
will
might
be
be
rainy
rainy
tonight.
tonight.
So, and now we're going to show some of the treats. There's 5 different treat locations. We're just going to show you this one in Fantasyland.
I
here.
believe this one is a snickerdoodle with hot chocolate. And also, my favorite cookies were those gluten-free. Even though I'm not a gluten-free, person, I just like those home-free cookies. I think that's what they're called.
Now, I can't promise this kind of cast
This
member
was a
welcome,
surprise.
but as we walked out with our goodies, what a look at how happy Denise is.
No,
as
I
she's
was
being
like,
welcomed with those nice
I actually
treats.
don't like a lot of attention, but I thought it was really cool that they were doing that.
Very high energy, especially late at night. And after this, with all that sugar, we decided to go check out Club Tinsel.
This is where A Totally Tomorrowland Christmas, my favorite Christmas
So
show
I'm
was.
showing a sad face because I
No.
did love that show and I do miss that show. But this was actually very entertaining,
It
more
was.
so than I expected.
It was actually a lot of fun. You know, I just wish you could have both. You know, like instead of the boy band, which honestly, like there was nobody watching the boy band
Right.
not too long after this. I would say have this and then have, A Totally Tomorrowland Christmas.
I'm not going to be able to sing the jingle bells ever again. Unless
No,
we...
don't say that. Don't say ever again because you never know.
Well, you never know.
You
That's
never
true.
know.
And here is our good friend Cindy.
And
to
it
start
was-
doing a little dance.
It was like a catwalk, like Judy took her like almost like a catwalk.
Judy, Hox, and Cindy. Boy, oh boy.
It was this was a very fun event. There's not a million people here, but there was a good amount when we were there. Chip and Dale. I was not expecting.
Shaken.
I knew that the Zootopia characters were here, but I did not realize Chip and Dale also would be here. So I thought they were a nice addition.
I do want to mention it is fun to attend a party with somebody who's never been before. It was Cindy's very first Christmas party. We spent most of the night hanging out, and it was kind of fun to see because, it's all fresh and new through their eyes. So I enjoyed that aspect of it.
And so this is Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, which debuted in 2016.
Wow.
I know.
Where does the time go?
I don't know.
It is a great show. When it first came out, you were not a fan. I don't know if this has grown on you, but this is the cell phone song.
I don't like it. So the first thing I ever heard from it, like I was walking past because I wasn't even, watching the show. This was back in 2016. I was planning to watch it later in the evening. I hear this cell phone song and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a bad show. And it wasn't a bad show. It was a fun show.
The cell phone song
but not the cell phone.
Has grown on me.
I do not like the cell phone song.
And look at it. And we have the diva of dairy, Clarabelle Cow, here making her grand entrance.
Singing All I Want for Christmas Is You. Or is it Moo?
No, I think it could be Moo. I don't know. And now the highlight of the show, Left Reindeer. Shout out to our friend Grace, who's the #1 fan of the Left Reindeer. I'm sure is watching. Look at him go.
And, during the Jollywood Nights, they said that no other character since Figment until Ollie have been here. But look, Left Reindeer.
Left Reindeer, a classic character.
And I didn't even know about Left Reindeer at first when you were like, oh, Left Reindeer. I'm like, what are you talking about?
And now we have the Western segment here. Now we're looking at the Three Caballeros.
So, what happens here is Mickey and pals have invited some friends for a Christmas party, including music and dancing. It really is a terrific amount of characters. I feel like somebody recently told me that there's a few characters who are no longer here.
Yes, so in this section, the Fantasyland section, I guess there's about 4 or 5 characters that have not come back since 2019, but who knows, maybe they're very busy.
Oh.
It's very possible. Christmas time,
I mean, that's too bad if some of them are no longer here, but it's still a lot of characters.
Like Peter Pan. I don't see Peter Pan.
No, I see Peter Pan.
Oh, so it's not him. So I don't know. I don't remember which ones.
I don't know. But I know that there's a lot of characters on stage.
Ring those Christmas bells. Ring.
It's actually a fun show. Now, I would say to wait till the end of the evening when there's fewer guests, but in case it gets canceled for any reason, because on this day they did delay it.
Yes, that's true. Everyone gasped when they said it's been delayed.
Oh. Yes, because, if you've waited till the end of the evening and it gets canceled, that's it. You're not going to see it. So maybe you see it once earlier in the evening. And then when it starts, it's the end of the night. So you wouldn't be doing anything anyway, except leaving.
If it doesn't get canceled, it's the perfect ending to the party because, it is a spectacular show. It rivals the parade for me for just entertainment quality.
And the last show happens mostly during a time when the park is closed.
Yeah, I think it starts at 11:55. Right. No, it's, let me double check that. Oh, yeah, 11:55 is the final show.
So there's about 5 minutes there. So
you're getting 15 more minutes after Party of Entertainment. So it just makes sense to catch the last one if you can.
Right. But maybe, watch another one also just in case they cancel it.
We had a very successful, great first party. We really got to do more than we normally are able to do on one party.
We worked really hard.
We worked hard. We did. And I wanted to make sure to get some of these window displays on the way out, too.
I like to, I noticed these when I went over to Starbucks earlier in the evening. I'm like, oh, there are characters in there because I don't even remember them being there last year.
Yeah, very nice displays, and that is a wrap on this year's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We will be going again. We'll do an updated show in December, but yeah, that's it. And Merry Christmas. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Yes, check out our sponsor, and they can get you wherever you need to go. Whether we're going to be doing a Very Merry Time cruise very soon. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
And, Disneyland Paris has a great holiday season. Disneyland has a wonderful holiday season. So if you're looking, for last-minute Christmas plans, check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, and they can help you out.
Yeah, we'll have a lot coming up. Also, we did attend the first Jollywood Nights, so maybe we'll be able to we didn't really get to see every aspect of it, so we don't have enough to do a full show, but we'll show
Right.
some highlights from
Right.
Jollywood Nights.
Right, and like I can't do a review because again we didn't go to the Tip Top Club, and
Right, there were certain
things
things we just didn't have
And-
time to see.
And I'm hoping that the second party will have some kinks worked out. They're going to have to work something out a little bit.
But quickly, I have to say the shows were phenomenal.
The shows were really good.
I mean, I really loved the Nightmare Before Christmas show, and you really loved the traditional Christmas
Yes.
show, the Hollywood one. So they're
Yes.
both, I think they're both very good, very solid shows.
Yeah, those were good, and I had a good time with that.
And also, of course, we'll be on that cruise you mentioned. We have Gaylord Palms for our
Oh, right.
traditional
That's
Gaylord
this-
Palms
that's
ice. Can't
this
wait
week.
for ice and Christmas. And Universal. I'll be checking out Universal. So there is just so much non-stop holiday going on right now. Everything at once here in Orlando.
But we're going to have like a week
In Paris,
at
too.
home. Oh yeah, Paris, because
our good friend Aroni.
Yeah,
DLP
he's been
Delicious.
really great to send us some stuff.
So anyway, thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week. And happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Have a great week.